8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is War Notes with your host, Poppy LG, bringing you an uninterrupted dispatch on the unfolding dairy trade crisis impacting U.S. milk exports. War Notes delivers urgent coverage every day of global and domestic crisis in one clear narrative. Today's episode focuses on U.S. milk exports being turned back at the Canadian border and Mexico rejecting shipments. Critical intel on trade fallout, your listeners, indeed, all over the place must hear, and my listeners or you guys. And so you guys are going to hear this indeed all over the place this week. And if you're not hearing it all over the place, you're hearing it here now. This week, over 200 shipping containers of U.S. milk powder and cheese, valued at nearly $3 billion, were literally turned away and remanded back at the Canadian border. Despite tariff-free access under USMCA, Canada officials rejected the shipments over undisclosed technicalities and licensing disputes. Meanwhile, Mexico ended up acquiring parts of the U.S. export contracts after rejecting U.S. milk shipments, reportedly destroying product or reallocating to other countries. This left U.S. dairy producers scrambling and trade relations strained. These developments underscore deeper structural issues. Canada's supply management system restricts imports with quota and price controls, a system critics say effectively bars U.S. dairy products, even with nominal market access promised under USMCA. Despite formal quotas, many U.S. exporters find themselves shut out or redirected. Mexico, long the top buyer of U.S. cheese and milk powder, has also begun rejecting shipments, citing compliance issues and escalating tensions tied to recent U.S. tariff threats aimed at both Canada and Mexico. Now here's the impact. U.S. dairy farms built expansion plans around strong exports to Canada and Mexico. Now, rejected loads, lost contracts, and logistical disruptions are creating acute financial strain. Analysts warn that without structural reforms, such as enforcing USMCA quota commitments and dismantling Canada's hidden barriers, U.S. dairy export revenues could fall sharply and farm incomes may suffer long-term setbacks. Here are the key takeaways from this episode that I want you all to know from this program. As my listeners, if you didn't listen to anything else, you need to know from this episode today. $3 billion in U.S. dairy exports were rejected at the Canadian border and partially rebuffed by Mexico. Canada's supply management regimes and licensing enforcement continue to block real market access. Mexico, though traditionally a reliable buyer, is now rejecting U.S. milk shipments amid compliance concerns. U.S. dairy producers face immediate financial losses and uncertainty unless trade terms are enforced. This latest crisis highlights the fragility of export-dependent farming and the urgent need for a robust trade enforcement. Now, that concludes your War Notes report on the dairy export disruption. There's been no segments, no breaks, and I am Pavi OG delivering hard-hitting facts the old school radio way. If you all aren't subscribed yet, I invite you all and I urge you all to subscribe because I got a lot of new episodes coming out that you guys are going to want to hear because I deliver the facts and the news every day as it's happening as fast as I can every single day throughout the day. And I would love it for you all to hear the radio programming. You with many other subscribers that I have. However, I haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet. So I need your help. Please subscribe if you will and if you wish to do so. And please like the video if you enjoyed this radio programming, or if maybe you've listened to me before and now you've decided to maybe subscribe now or like. I would love that. And please share the video too as well for others who may like to listen to this program. I thank you so much all for listening, and you all have a beautiful and blessed day. And keep your dial tuned for immediate updates.